bountiful harvests we made this month, a tour of the California garden, some things for you to do, some cool gardening products. All this and a lot more coming up. Let's begin with all the harvests we made this month. Starting with cauliflower. We had our cauliflower plants growing on our raised beds, and we're harvesting this cauliflower head here. And you can see that the cauliflower head is not like your usual cauliflower. It's more like the crispy cauliflower head. And a lot of chefs love this kind of cauliflower in their cooking because it's crisper, it tastes really good in a lot of dishes. And the reason why cauliflowers produce this kind of head is due to the varying weather. We've had some really hot days and some really cool days in the last 2 months. But you can look at our harvest of cauliflowers here, beautiful looking cauliflowers. Cilantro. We were growing cilantro in these boxes or these flat containers as you see here. And I've shown you how we grow cilantro in succession using this technique where we plant one crop in one container and then after 6 weeks we plant another crop in the other container. And that gives us a steady supply of cilantro to be harvested throughout the growing season. Cilantro is a cool season crop, so it grows best in the winter season, which is now. And you can see the greens are pretty good. And due to the few warmer days we had this winter, they will go into bolt soon. I can see some of them are bolting. But you can look at our harvest of cilantro here. Beautiful looking cilantro. Fresh homegrown cilantro is one of the best things you can grow. Moving on to ginger. So we were growing our ginger in our earth box that you see here. It's a very nice compact container to grow ginger. It has a lot of surface area and it's not too deep, making it an ideal container for growing ginger. You can see that we are harvesting our ginger here. The ginger plant has been growing for over 6 months now. Ginger does take a long time to grow in places like Southern California too. It does need a long growing season. You can see that the soil we have is full of organic matter, lots of worm castings, and the ginger rhizomes are looking pretty good here. So if you're growing ginger, just be patient. The ginger plant does take a long time to grow. Make sure you have good organic soil while you're growing ginger, and you'll be rewarded with nice ginger rhizomes like you see here. Now you can start ginger from store-bought ginger as well. Just make sure you're buying organic ginger, something that does not have growth inhibitors, so that you can plant it in your home garden. You can see how nicely these ginger roots or ginger rhizomes have grown. And we're going to finish harvesting all of the ginger here. And you can look at our harvest, beautiful looking ginger. Very nice, very delicious ginger that you can grow at home. And we are going to wash up this ginger once we harvest it. You can completely wash ginger, make it clean before you store them. So here you see we are washing our ginger rhizomes. The ginger roots are looking awesome. But you can look at our harvest here, beautiful looking ginger. Moving on to guavas. We have a lot of varieties of guavas growing in our garden. This one is the Thai white guava. It's a pretty large guava, as you can see here. We really love this guava. It has an excellent taste. There were 2 of these growing in this pot. This is about a 24-gallon pot. Good enough to grow and harvest guavas. You can see beautiful looking fruit here. And we had 1 more guava, and to ripen this even further, we used an organza bag. We use these to protect our fruits, and I'll provide links in the video description for you to buy this product as well. And it protects the guavas or any other fruit for that matter from critters, squirrels, mice, etc. And you can see how beautiful this guava is. These are crunchy, white, delicious guavas. And as you can see, it's easy to grow them in containers. Yellow strawberry guavas. One of my favorite fruits to grow. This fruit has a very nice tropical taste. You can see that the fruits have started ripening now. We did have a few colder days here in January and February. So you can see that not all the fruits have ripened, but as the weather warms up, you will see more and more fruits ripening. But this fruit is so amazing that even if it's not fully ripened, they taste amazing. This is top on my list for my favorite fruits that we grow in the garden. You can look at our harvest here, beautiful looking guavas. And there are many more on the plant yet to come. Blood oranges. Our blood orange tree is growing in this container, and the container is actually in the ground, so it's likely that the roots have gone into the ground as well. But we did get a lot of these blood oranges from this plant. We harvested them throughout the month. You can see they look beautiful. And blood oranges are very sweet, very delicious. You can look at our harvest here, beautiful looking oranges. And it was fun to grow them in the home garden. We cut open the orange to show you how it looks like. You can see the deep red color. Now the color does deepen further as the orange ripens. Pineapples. We were growing pineapples in a container. You have seen us harvest a lot of pineapples. This was just one more pineapple that we harvested from a container. Just goes to show how easy it is to grow and harvest pineapples from containers. Tomatoes. These were our overwintered tomato plants from last year, and they were still growing, so we harvested a couple of tomatoes from this plant, and we are now ready to actually start the new crop this year. Turmeric. This is the yellow turmeric. We have been growing yellow turmeric for quite a few years now. You can see that we grow this in a whiskey barrel container. There are 3 plants growing here. We are going to harvest one of them here. Since the rhizomes are pretty big, we used the spade to pull out the entire bunch of rhizomes. You can see the soil looks really good here for growing this turmeric plant. And the rhizomes look nice too. You can see how the soil is nice and sandy and loose. This is really important for growing turmeric. It also has a lot of organic matter, lots of worm castings that retain moisture as well. Here you can see us harvesting the second plant. Beautiful bunch of rhizomes here too. And turmeric also has a very long growing season. We usually plant it in spring. It starts growing by summer, and then we harvest it in winter, which is around January or February. But you can see here beautiful looking rhizomes, and there is one more plant in this whiskey barrel container. And this gives you a good idea on how many plants you can grow in one whiskey barrel container. We are growing 3 plants right here. And turmeric doesn't need any other fertilizer. You can add bone meal, a lot of compost, worm castings. All this works great for growing turmeric. And we're just going to wash this bunch of rhizomes here. And we are saving the water so that we can water some of our plants using it. But you can see the rhizomes look pretty good. There'll be a lot of dirt around the rhizomes, so just make sure you wash them well. And here you can see still a lot of dirt attached to the rhizomes, so we're going to be washing this more. And turmeric is very rewarding to grow in your home garden. Fresh turmeric can be used for a wide variety of dishes. You can even pickle them. You can dry them in the sun. You can make turmeric powder. There are just a whole lot of uses for turmeric. And you can see here after washing the rhizomes, they look amazing. The turmeric rhizomes look really good. And this is our harvest here. Beautiful looking turmeric. Very good for your health too. And now let's take a tour of our garden, starting with the raised beds. In the first raised bed, we have a lot of pepper plants, a lot of different varieties of peppers, and we have left some space in between to add some more plants as the season progresses. In the trellis between the 2 raised beds, we trimmed down our hyacinth bean plants, as you can see here, and they've started regrowing now, so we'll see how that goes. In the second raised bed, we have an overwintered tomato plant. I'm not sure if we're going to keep it. We have cilantro, followed by eggplants, and a lot of mustard greens as you see here. The mustard greens are growing quite well. We have some kohlrabis that we planted here. They're beginning to grow well now. And in the next raised bed, we have a lot of brassicas. There is a cherry tomato in the corner that's taken over. Some overwintered eggplants. And another cherry tomato plant in the corner that has completely taken over this raised bed. In the trellis between the raised beds, we will add some plants in the summer season. And in the next raised bed, you can see we have more brassicas here. We just harvested these cauliflowers, followed by some overwintered peppers and tomatoes. And you can see a lot of onions here. We planted a lot of onion plants and some more cauliflowers here in this corner. On the next raised bed, we have a lot of beets growing. You can see the beets have grown beautifully. We have a curry leaf plant in the center. More cauliflowers. You can see the cauliflower heads are now growing. There's one more. And then we have cilantro. The cilantro plants are growing well too, and this is actually ready for harvest now. This is spinach. This is a giant spinach. And we have our ivy gourd plants that are growing really well at the back on the trellis. And now let's move on to the containers. We have our 4-in-1 apple tree that's growing well, followed by the firecracker plant, not looking too good due to the winter season. We have our holy basil plant, looking good, lots of flowers here. We have our tree chili that's grown quite tall in this container. We have our purple December flower plant. You can see the winter has taken a toll on the leaves. We have our sherbet berry plant, which is not doing so good. We have our purple haze rose, extremely fragrant roses. We have the henna plant here, followed by the bell of India jasmine. And we have another fireworks rose here in the corner. On the other side, we have our curry leaf tree, followed by our holy basil plant. This is a flowering plant, very beautiful. We have our Thai guava growing really good here. It has some more fruits coming up, as you can see. We have some citrus trees here in containers. Here is a bear's lime tree looking really good. Lots of fruits here. At the back, we have our neem tree growing in a pot, followed by our jumbo orange tree. And the plant that is covered here are the cabbages. We've protected it from the critters. We have some more citrus trees here. And this is the black turmeric, which we haven't harvested yet. And this is our gooseberry plant that's growing okay, not too good in the winter. We have our hummingbird tree growing well in this container. A little bit stressed due to the winter season. Followed by a new hyacinth bean variety that we just planted here. This has purple flowers. Followed by another flowering plant. It has beautiful flowers. I'm going to put the name on the screen here. Looking pretty good, but still affected by the winter season. I am air layering this plant to create more plants from this. On the other side, we have some epiphyllums. We have some eggplants that are overwintered. Not sure if we'll keep them, but we'll see how it goes. We have some purple taro plants that are looking good. We have the cashmere eggplant that we overwintered from last year as well. It still looks okay. We have the beetle leaf plant. You can see here it has crawled all the way to the container. This is the super spicy chili from last year. Some pea plants that are doing okay, not great. And then moving on to our mint plant. The mint plant is looking good now. This is a time when the mint plant looks really good. We are trying to grow this dwarf banana tree in a container, so we'll see how successful we are with that. And that completes the tour of our containers. And now let's look at some things for you to do in your garden this month. Amending your raised bed soil is the #1 question that I get asked from all of you. So I'm going to show you how I amend my raised bed soil for the upcoming growing season. So I use compost. I make my own compost, but this time I'm showing you a bagged compost. And I also use worm castings, which I get from Vermistera in bulk. Let's look at the compost first. So I do make a lot of homemade compost, but for a lot of you who cannot make your homemade compost, mushroom compost is one of the best compost you can get for your garden. You can see how nice it looks. It has great texture. It has a lot of nutrients that it adds to the soil and is one of the best options if you want to buy bagged compost from your garden center. So we're just going to spread this around on the raised bed. Try to spread it covering most of the area of the raised bed. And in the next step, we will try to spread it out as much as possible to cover most of the area in the raised bed. Now, mushroom compost, just like any other compost, adds a lot of organic matter. This in turn improves the number of beneficial bacteria in your soil, and this is what results in plants growing really well in your garden. And mushroom compost retains moisture as well. I really like the texture of it. And you can see we have spread the compost all around our raised bed now. And in the next step, we will be adding worm castings. Vermistera has really high quality worm castings. This is not a sponsored video. I have been using Vermistera worm castings for quite some time now. And you can see the results in my garden. They have been awesome. And you can buy this in bulk online. I'll provide you a link as well as a coupon code that gets you 10% off and free shipping. This is a great quality vermicompost, and you spread it all around your raised bed just like you see here. And worm castings do add quite a lot of nutrients to your soil as well. The earthworms love it. More earthworms in your raised bed means better soil quality. So I highly recommend that you use compost as well as worm castings in your raised bed for the best results. And this is how I amend my raised bed garden for most of my growing season. You can see we have spread out the worm castings as much as possible throughout the raised bed. And last but not the least, you need to make sure that you saturate your raised bed thoroughly. Most bagged compost and even worm castings are a little hydrophobic. They will resist water. So you need to make sure that you completely saturate the soil in your raised bed just like you see here. Take your time and make sure that all parts of the raised bed are completely saturated. And remember that for beneficial bacteria to grow in your soil, for those microorganisms to grow in the soil, you need to make sure that your soil is moist. So don't miss this important step. And after doing this, you will be rewarded with some really good soil in your raised bed, which will ensure that your plants will thrive. In the gardening section of today's episode, we will look at a premium coconut coir product and how you can use it in your garden. A local company here in Irvine, California, the Roots Company, sent me these coconut coir bricks to review. I'll give you an overview of the product, how to use it, and whether you should buy this product. You can see some specifications here. The most important attention to pay to is the EC or electrical conductivity, which is rated premium grade, meaning low salt content by lab tests, and the fact that it's washed 3 times and screened twice, which removes most of the salts from the core, which is really a good thing to see and something I test for when reviewing coconut coir products. This coconut coir product comes as a compressed brick. I'll show you how much uncompressed core you can get from each brick shortly. You get 6 bricks in one package, so cost-wise it's pretty competitive, coming in at around $4 a brick if bought from Amazon, which is similar to the price you would get at your local store, but without the driving and pickup. And you will be supporting a local American company here in Irvine, California. Remember that most American companies import coconut coir from India, and this product does it too. Now let's take a closer look at each brick. Let's unwrap one brick. The packaging is pretty standard for coconut coir of this type. We will add some water. As you add water, you will see the brick starts absorbing water and begins to expand. I'm going to break this down a bit more. Add in some water. This increases the surface area for water absorption. But don't worry, even if you toss this into a bucket and fill it with water, leave it for an hour or so, the compressed core will absorb all the water fast and expand. At this stage, the core is mostly fully expanded. You can leave it about an hour for the coconut core to fully absorb the water. And this just shows that the coconut coir bricks can absorb a lot of water, which is great to grow plants and seedlings. So how do we use it? The first use of coco coir that I'm going to show you today is how to create an excellent seed starting mix by mixing in 2 parts of coconut coir to 1 part of perlite. We are going to mix up everything here in this tray first. Coconut coir provides water retention and porosity, while perlite improves drainage. Porosity improves the space between the soil particles for roots to grow well and easily. You can just use coconut coir by itself too, which I have successfully done in the past. Adding perlite ensures even better root development. We will mix up everything thoroughly, add in 1 more part of perlite and 2 more parts of coconut coir, and mix up everything well. We will now be placing this seed starting mix in seed starting cells. We have these 6 cell seed starting kits, and we have 12 of these that we will use in a 10-20 tray to germinate our seedlings. When putting the seed starting mix, make sure that you don't leave any air pockets, since air pockets will cause the mix to just crumble and go down when watered. Instead, make sure you gently pack each hole with the seed starting mix before you set them in the tray. You can see all the fibers in this coco coir mix. They will provide adequate support for the roots while assisting having those air pockets that seedlings love when they're growing. So we will continue doing this for all our seed starting cells. And here we are ready with our 72 cells, all labeled and ready for seeds. This will be our first set of seeds for the year. We will water the mix gently from the top first, and then most importantly, add water at the bottom so that the mix can completely absorb all the water. We will drain the excess water out later before placing the seedlings. In about 7 to 10 days, you can see our seedlings in this coco coir based seed starting mix that we created. They look very healthy and are almost ready to be up potted, which we will do in a few days. Now I wanted to show you how much uncompressed coir you can get from 1 brick. So we start by expanding 1 brick first, let it fully expand, and when we added this to our 5-gallon container, you can see we get about half of this container filled, which means that we get about 2.5 gallons of coconut coir per brick, which is quite a good amount and consistent with the price you pay per brick. And adding 1 more coconut coir brick puts the volume at 5 gallons, which you will need for a standard 5-gallon pot. This should give you a fair idea on how many coconut coir bricks you should buy. Now I'm going to show you how to make a mineral-based potting mix using coconut coir. We use 2 parts of coco coir, 2 parts of sand, half a part of charcoal, and 1 part each of pumice, perlite, and vermiculite. Let's mix all this up, and the result is that you get a mineral-based inert mix that's great for growing house plants without fungus gnats, fruit trees without root decay, and any other permanent plants like curry leaf, beetle leaves, etc. Mix it all up and you have a great gritty, inert potting mix ready. Let me show you how to use it now. We will be transplanting this chili plant that was overwintered. We will take a larger container and partially fill it with this potting mix. Then we will remove the chili plant from its original small pot. Watering becomes a challenge when the plant gets root bound like this, like you see here. And this plant must be put into a bigger pot. We will remove some of the soil from the top and loosen up the roots before uppotting this plant. We will set it in the larger container first. You can adjust the root zone level by adding or removing soil when placing the plant. And set it into the pot and add the potting mix around the plant roots. Press gently at the center where the main stem is to secure it. And here is our up-potted chili plant. I will also show you how to quickly transplant a plant like this curry leaf plant. Remember that this mix is very well draining and the coconut coir adds a moisture retaining capability, making it a very nice mix. Also note that we have not added any compost or manure to this mix, so you will need to add fertilizer, either granular or a liquid fertilizer, after planting. Plants like curry leaf and other permanent plants thrive in such a mix. So all in all, I think the coconut coir product from the Roots company is a great quality product, well washed to contain almost no salt as you saw from our seedlings germination experiment, and quite well priced for what it offers. I'll post links in the comments and video descriptions for you to buy this product. And there we have it. If you like this video, give us a thumbs up, and if you have any questions or comments, put them in the comments box below. We'll see you again soon. Happy gardening!